Here from simpleprogrammer.com. So I'm in Bern, Switzerland, and I thought I would do a video here and kind of trying to get a view of the street here. But pretty cool city, a lot of really cool painted fountains here. And I just went to Einstein's apartment, which was kind of cool. They turned it into a little museum. The museum itself isn't impressive, but it's kind of cool to have been in Einstein's apartment. Anyway, I thought I'd do a book review here on a book called Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. You can check out the book here. I listened to the audio version of this book like I do for many of the books that I review here on this channel, and it was a really good book. Actually, this is one of those books that I'm super excited about, that I'm going to recommend that everyone read. I mean, this is like a very high, I don't want to, I'm trying to think where it ranks in my best books of all time. It's probably going to be in the top 10. I'm going to actually have to reread the book. It's kind of interesting too, because I think a lot of books, it depends on where you are in life and what you've sort of experienced and what you know as to how valuable the book is. So for me personally, I don't find the book quite as valuable, but it's one of those, and I say that, you know, not that I didn't get anything from the book, but I'm saying that basically meaning that it is one of those books that compresses a lot of knowledge that I found in a lot of other books and sort of self-discovery into one single book, which is why I'd recommend reading it. So the book is essentially it's essentially a combination, and this is what I think is so valuable about the book. It's a combination of the kind of woo-woo stuff. You can check out my video on why you're such a new age woo-woo guy for a little bit of background on that, because I'm not that crazy, although I've become a little bit more crazy over the years. But it's a combination of that kind of woo-woo stuff and real neuroscience combined together. So make sure you click the cards in order to get access to the videos when I link to them, and they're also in the description. So I used to pair those two together because, like I said, Think and Grow Rich is sort of out there, you know, but psycho-cybernetics is more firmly grounded in psychology, in neuroscience, whereas this book, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, is definitely has both of those elements, right? So I think it seems to be a very good combination of both the kind of thinking, right, and it has some very good explanation. So if you think about it, so the premise of the book is essentially this, is it's that your mind shapes your reality, and that who you are, the habit of being yourself, is actually probably destructive to you. So you actually have to change who you are, which is, I mean, again, if you followed my story and you've been following this channel, you know that one of the things that made the biggest impact in my life was essentially, you know, fake it till you make it, changing who I was, envisioning the vision of who I wanted to become, and then stepping into that role, acting as if I was already that person. And that's really what this book is really about. So now some of the ways that it explains how this works and how this behavior works and how it can actually almost kind of manifest, right, in the physical world, is the idea of quantum mechanics. And so the author really goes into detail, saying, like, you know, it seems like the physical world, the material world, is what all there is, and that's the materialistic view of the world, or materialistic philosophy. Then that seems sound, except for the fact that when you go to the quantum level and you look at the atomic structure of things, and you go down to that quantum level, that it's mostly energy, right? And when you look at the quantum level, you can't even predict whether the positioning of quantum quantum mechanics. When you observe something, that's when it becomes a reality. So I think that's a really interesting concept. If you think about that, and if, you know, we're all made of that same matter, then what he's saying here is that, you know, when you decide or you observe, or within the quantum universe, there's billions, every single possible future exists, and you just get to choose which one, and you make it come into being by observing it. That kind of makes a lot of sense here, right? I mean, it sort of ties together this kind of woo-woo kind of, you know, it kind of explains why positive affirmations and things like that of that nature would work. So anyway, I don't want to give away too much of the book, and I don't want to make it seem too weird, but it, you know, it's not like super grounded in science, but it does connect some dots. And if you have already experienced some of the positive changes that I talk about that you can have in your life by simply changing your mindset and changing how you think about yourself and how you think about your environment, then I think you'll get a lot of value from this book. I think everyone would get value from this book. Like I said, it's got a lot of practical exercises also, and using meditation and like I said, neuroscience there to explain why some of these things work. And yeah, really, I think effective book, effective methodology if you applied it. It's something that like I said, I've discovered and sort of stumbled upon myself and have applied in my life, and to see it written down in book form I think is really cool. So anyway, go check it out, and make sure you click that subscribe button if you haven't already, and don't forget to click the bell, because you'll get all the videos I'm doing as I'm traveling here in Europe. All right, that's all I got for you today. Talk to you next time. Take care.